Assalamu alaikum guys, this is Faisal Abbas again. In today's session, we're gonna focus on how to create a free tier Windows EC2 instance and how to access it on MacBook or on a Mac system. So this video is geared toward our Mac users only. So let's get started. Let's launch the console and let's launch an instance. Okay, so I'm gonna log into the console here real quick. Right, so it's asking me for my MFA code 026057. This looks annoying, but this is an added security, so it is better to have the MFA enabled on your at least on your root accounts. Alright, so I logged in with my root account, Faisal Abbas. My region is North Virginia. Okay, so we can pick any region where you wanted to launch the instance. So let's just pick and we're gonna pick everything default. We're not going to make any we're not going to use any custom settings or custom changes as of now. Alright, so under the compute, click on EC2. Alright, so under the create instance, click on launch instance. Okay, so if we, right now it's showing us all the Linux VMs. If we scroll down, you will see the Windows VM or Windows AMI. I'm sorry. So the AMI is Amazon Machine Image. Okay, so we're gonna select this 64-bit 2016 Windows 2016 server. Okay, make sure that since you are going to practice it on your free tier account, so make sure you pick up the free tier eligible instance type. There are the rest of this instance types available: general purpose, compute optimize, or GPU optimize, or the memory optimize, or the storage optimize. But we'll pick only the free tier. But for your work related or the project related or the production work, you do not have to pick the free tier. So this free tier is it has one virtual CPU and 1 gig of memory, and then the storage type is EBS available into it. Alright, so we'll pick this one up. This, you see that this is already selected here. Click on configure instance details. So we're gonna pick everything default. If you, let's say, if you have to launch multiple instances, let's say 5, 10, 20, 50, so you do not have to do this one after another, but you can just simply update the number here, and you should be good to go. Let's say you want to launch, let's say 20 VMs or 10 instances, so it will launch those numbers for you. Okay, we're gonna pick everything same. We do not have any domain configured at this time, so there's none here. Amazon came up with their directory services. In our subsequent labs, we're gonna do the similar exercise, create one, create our domain, and then have our Windows VM join that directory service. IAM role, we created one role in one of our previous lab exercise, so we're gonna pick this one up here. The rest will remain the same. There's nothing we're changing here, so click next. Add storage will keep the same. It's a 30 gig in size. It's a general purpose SSD. We have several other options as well, magnetic or provision IOPS. Okay, we are not adding any tags as of yet. Security group, if you do not have any security group created, you can do so by the time you are creating the instance, or after you launch the instance, you can have it part of add it or remove it from any of the security group that you have created for that specific instance. If you remember, in our previous exercise, we created one security group, although that was completely open, but that was just for just to give you guys an understanding of it. So we'll just pick that one up, although it's gonna give us a warning message while we are going to attach that. So remember, this one is SSH, HTTP, and RDP, so allows all three protocols to the AWS instances. So let's just pick this one up, and it has the details about those. all the sources, it's coming, it's allowed to accept connections from all the source types, 000 dot, /0. So it means, from anywhere from the internet, anybody can come and access that with on on these port ranges. So review and launch. Okay, so if you remember, we created one MacBook Windows private key in our previous session. You can create a new one if you want, and with create a new key pair, or if you already have one created, let's utilize that. So we already have one created, we can utilize that. The process is pretty straightforward. I mean, if you have to create one, click on it and give it a name, whatever the name you wanted to give it, and then download that key pair. Download that with with the name .pem file. Okay, all right. So we'll just pick with the existing one. I'm gonna pick the MacBook Windows private key, which we created earlier, and then we acknowledge that we have the access to it. If you do not have access to it, or you do not have that specific key or private key available, you won't be able to access the Windows VM. You have to destroy it and then create a new one that has with the new one, or if you were able to find your private key. All right, so click on launch instance. Okay, so Windows instance launch, it takes time. It takes about good 5 to 10 minutes. Alright, so I already, just for the sake of this video, I already created one Windows VM with the similar configs. Everything was same. So if I just, so you see that we have one running Windows instance here. There's one terminated one. So terminated one, do not have to worry about those. They will go away maybe within next hour. Okay, all right. So if I just click on this running instance, which is the Windows VM, or sorry, Windows instance, I'm just using this word VM so much because I've been using the word VM quite a lot lately at my work, so that's one of the reasons. Okay, so the instance type is all the details. It's a T2 micro, platform is Windows, this is the IAM role, and the rest of the details are pretty similar what we saw in the Linux VMs or Linux instances. The things which is of importance for us is the public DNS. Either you can access through this DNS or you can access through this public IP. Okay, how do we access this on our MacBook? The process is under the Mac there is a default tool, or which is called Microsoft Remote Desktop. So under that, you have to create new session. So click on plus new, and then here you give the name of that connection and then the IP or the host name. So you can pick either this whole host name, or you can pick the IP address, IPv4 address, or the IPv4 DNS. Put it in there. Under the username, give the username as administrator. Password is the thing. I mean, how to retrieve the password, because we only provided the private key. How do we access the password? This is the critical piece here. So if you go to your console again, select your VM, select your instance, and then click on connect here. So once you click on connect here, it tells you this is the VM, or this is the instance name, and IP information, username is administrator, and password, get password. So click on get password, and the following key pair was associated with this instance when it was created. This is the key pair name, MacBook _ Windows _ priv _ key.pem. This is the PEM file. You have to search for it in your Mac, and then this is the only key that you will be able to decrypt the password. So once we created this VM, we saved that file. Normally the files are saved under the downloads folder, or you can search for the name of this file here. Okay, so if I just click on choose file, and this is our private key. I click open here, so it imported the key. If I click on decrypt password, boom, there you go. So this is the password of our user administrator. Okay, this is one long password. Okay, so you can just copy the password, put it into the RDP under the password, and you should be all set here. I already have it configured here. All this information been put in here. So let's get connected to it. So if I just click on start here, negotiating credentials, so you will receive a verify certificate warning message that this certificate could not be verified. You can just click continue, and you should be good to go. Connecting RDP. All right, so our what why did it not pick up the password? But anyways, that should not be the case. Okay, let me see why is it doing this for us. Maybe we're gonna have to edit that and then change the password. So if I go back again, we decrypt with the password. And you guys see that I am challenged on the Mac side. If I paste it here, last one I think was the space. It should work now. Okay, there you go. We are connected to our Windows EC2 instance. It's gonna take some time. Alrighty, so we are connected here, and this is the key feature of Amazon instances. On the desktop screen you will see this thing will come back up here. So you will see the host name, instance type, instance name, private and public IP, and what AZ this VM is on. So all those details will be there. So this is the process of, yeah, here it is. So this is the instance size, AZ, architecture, memory, network performance, low to moderate, because we picked a very very fairly small size for the VM, 1 gig memory and one vCPU. So we are not going to run any production workload on it. So anyways, this is the process of connecting to the Windows Windows EC2 instances on your Mac machines. Hope this video helps. Inshallah, see you on next video.